To start. Welcome everybody who's on the call, and Wayne and I are super excited to invite our dear friend, Dr. Dalal Akoury. Welcome.
Good morning.
I am so excited to be here with you today.
It is good.
I am very happy and I'm grateful.
All right, so we're going to get right into this because people are really confused with all of the information that I have up there. Cases are going up, they're going down, it's airborne, it's not airborne. You know, my sister got really scared and her partner said, Lillian, they don't have legs, the germs, the viruses. So let's get a little clearer on what is, I want to say the capacity, but how is the virus passed on?
Well, it is a little bit more complex than most people know. And we need to all work together to really raise the awareness as much as possible. So I'm so grateful that you are doing that to make a big difference and help people. So most viruses that are respiratory viruses are airborne. And this particular virus is a mutant. It means it's not exactly the same as it used to be. And the mutation that virus now has, it gives it a power to persist a lot longer than most viruses do. Most viruses live mostly intracellular, means inside your cell. If they don't have a cell, they die very fast. So the most problem is with people, it's mostly when you speak, when you're airborne, you're close. But a lot of time, this virus is able to go way beyond the 6 feet distance when you sneeze. And it has the potential to live longer outside a host, outside a body, outside a cell. So in some cases, it may last 72 hours and even more. Wow. So, and it's that's what's the tricky part about this virus. So really, as much as we all don't want to do it, prevention is better than cure. And that quarantine is a must, which at least protection, at least wear a good protective mask, and if possible, a face shield. And if possible, you know, the social distancing is not something that I promote, but we are, and I do not want to scare anybody, but we are at a situation where it's potentially, this virus is potentially capable to wipe out human race. And that's why those profound measures are happening.
Yeah, so it really talks about the depth of the precautions that we need to take. So you're saying a really good mask. What did you call it? A face
shield.
Face shield
is not easy to find, but even myself, I wanted it, which means your eyeglasses in itself is also a relatively face shield. But the face shield is a little bit of something like this with a screen, with a plastic screen. So if you can even make those yourself, you know, or you can really create a program where people can make them and sell them to others for a very reasonable cost if they know how to sew. It doesn't take a long time, but you got to have a protective shield. Now,
yeah, let me just
your hand may last a long time.
It really makes sense because we saw kind of like this funny post of the masks people.
I can't hear you, Dove.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, great. We saw what was supposed to be a funny post of what people were using as masks, like a New Year's Eve hat. They put it on their face, but one guy actually had a 4-gallon jug of water that he had cut out and put on him, which really created that face shield that you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a very smart idea. The problem with this is if it's not a clear plastic, you will not see good and your vision may be compromised.
Yes. So
you just want to make sure that you don't bump into people unintentionally, and then the social distancing is now compromised.
Yes.
So unless you really have to step out of your home, And unless they have declared that we're past that critical time in that particular region, you really should abide by those rules as much as you possibly can, especially if you're immune compromised. But the problem with immune compromised are the ones who are going to get sick fast and they can go. The problem is you and, I don't know if I'm considered part of that generation or not, the younger people, the healthier people who now are becoming infectious very without symptoms. Even if they're carrier, some of us are blessed not to be able to, we have a blessed immune system. There's more than immune system. There is more of the viscosity of your mucosa. There is more than if people are not hydrated, and we keep saying hydrate. If people are not really hydrated, you know, that virus sticks longer in your mucous membrane. And if you don't understand what to do, and that's why really I'm putting a lot of effort to really bring a lot of awareness, and also bringing some kits that are urgent kits that everyone has to have in their own home. Some of the things is are really created. Most people are using all these cleaners, you know, those wash hand or sanitizer, very dangerous. They're sticky, and they're not very good for you. You know, so, you know, I've created something that is really good, and I have it everywhere. Everywhere I go, I spray in my nose, in my face. It's a blend of amino acids. It's a blend of a particular coconut oil that has a protective against virus. It has monolaurin in it because coconut oil has monolaurin as part of the antiviral spectrum of things. And it also have enzymes that really breaks down all the stuff. So, I mean, it really makes it so much easier for this not to stick because you have enzymes that really now are going to resolve and don't allow the penetration, okay? Because the virus has a particular protein and our cells have a particular protein, and the virus is able to get to that protein if you have if you stay around it long enough. The only problem also with this virus is if you ingest it orally, it still can penetrate some of your cells, okay? So these are how to prevent a virus from entering. Now, if the virus enter, what can you do? You know, if you have a doctor who is offering intravenous vitamin C or ozone, or if we can, I'm working on trying to create like ozone generator that are tiny enough where everybody can buy one and use it safely, because everything you use, you got to know how to use it, okay? So safely used for rectal insufflation, for vaginal insufflation, for putting in your ears, putting in your, but when you do this in your nose, you want to make sure you pass it through particular water and oil. Otherwise, ozone itself could be dangerous. So you have to be very careful with everything you do by knowing what is everything does. And I'm putting a lot of education stuff. Go ahead, please.
You just touched on something that surprised me.
Can you speak up loud?
You just touched on something that surprised me here. So, you know, we're wearing an N95 mask, we're wearing glasses, gloves. You said something about the ears. Should we be wearing earplugs or some sort of ear protection?
It would not be a bad thing, but also the strongest, the most powerful part of the biggest organ in your body is skin, okay? So skin exposure is not really even, and I'm not saying we need to be crazy, but honestly, when you wear those suits that you wear when you have mold in the house, it really is because the skin is the largest organ in the body. So
So a long sleeve shirt instead of a golf shirt.
Not bad. That's not a bad idea.
And a rain poncho when I go to Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
With that.
And then cover up your neck.
Yeah.
Cover up your ear.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of the rain poncho with the hood. So, you know, I've got it, or a raincoat or a hoodie that is waterproof, water resistant, something like that. So I'm covering up everything except my eyes, nose, and mouth kind of thing, and wear glasses. And that sounds like a step beyond what we've heard, but it also sounds like it's a lot of common sense considering the skin is the biggest.
I mean, you can read how long it can live outside. Now it's living on your body and the warmth and the heat and the kindness of the body. And then you touch your face, you touch your nose, your hands are touching.
Yep.
Okay. So that's how you also put surfaces. You touch your nose, you're looking great, you're a 25-year-old person, and you're doing good. So you have to really understand protection is number one. Then if you have been exposed, or even if you did not get exposed, how could you train and educate your immune system for the immune system not to overreact? Because what kills us is the overreaction of our immune system. Because once it goes in there, our immune system triggers what we call chemicals that are called, the inflammatory chemicals. And the inflammatory chemicals are not a bad thing. It's a good thing if it's under control, because they pull more cells that are fighting cells to the area, okay? Then they pull more blood to the area. So that's a good job, okay? But and then it pulls more fluid to the area. That's why when you inflame, you swell up. Now, the problem is when you swell up too much, the circulation stops working. Everything stops working. So you're not even cleaning or clearing or anything like that.
You're
So
walking.
even lymphatic massages, if you have a good lymphatic massager system or a lymphatic massage person that you really can keep your distance from by they're shielded, you're shielded, and they massage your lymphatics. The problem with this virus is we're going to all change behaviors, which is really the saddest thing. And you're talking about relationships. So our relationships are changing. Our relationships is our biggest capital right now. And we are learning to be distant. So we're isolating ourselves. We're human, we're animals. We're not any animal. We live in packs. We live together in societies, in communities. And right now is the time. I spoke with a Chinese doctor, and there is a lot of reason why when other talk we can discuss that. But if we are not going to work together, human race is at risk. So it's really not about I'm a Chinese or I'm a Christian or a Muslim or I'm a Jew or I'm a black or I'm a white or I'm a fat or right now it's either us against the virus or the virus against the humanity. And we have to really get beyond that right now and start making good relationships. And if we don't do that, we are paying the price, because the ones who don't abide by this are compromising everyone else. So I can do everything right myself unless I stay in my own home for the rest of my life. If everybody else is not doing what they're supposed to do, we're in trouble.
So when
we are in it together.
When we met in California, met for the first time, we instantly hugged. And all three of us tend to be the type of people to hug rather than shake hands. Is society going to get back there again? Like, are we going to be able to do that?
Unfortunately, it's going to take a long time. Now, are you going to be able to quit me from this? No. Because it's hard.
Yes.
It's hard because it's essential and important. So I'm going to try to work with people and you on creating, number one, that emotion of digital hugs, because we can feel each other's energy while we're hugging, the same as we did. And I can remember the minute that you and I hugged that day. Actually, we both were in South Africa.
Yes,
I think
yes.
when we hugged, and you and us in California. Well, you and me, Iris, we were, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps. We were already ahead of the game of humanity against the virus. Because we're neighbors, we're friends, we're family. We have one common purpose, is to make this a better world.
Yeah.
And what we have done is we always fought for the wrong reasons. All of us, which means destroying humanity by even creating GMO, or by jumping a virus, or by creating these unnecessary things. When love, there's much more abundance with love. There's much more growth with love. Of course, we need the darkness at times because it makes the light look better. But too long darkness is not too good for me. And we need to get beyond that darkness in our relationships. We need to really hug heart to heart, no matter where we are. Like right now, I'm hugging you this way because I'm feeling your heart. And I'm feeling your heart. And we need to make the effort to act as if we're hugging, because there is an element that is happening. There's a frequency. Now, most people don't understand frequency. I'll explain that one other time. But this is the time where we need more and more and more and more relationships. This is the time where we need more and more and more coaching by healthcare doctors or people who are really know what they're talking about. There's so much information that is really confusing, and confusion causes fear.
One of the things I like about the way you've described this is you described it in simple terms and common sense. And I've heard a bunch of descriptions. I've read descriptions. I've it lasts 72 hours on plastic or doorknobs or whatever. But your point about it could actually be on the, I wash my hands, it could be on my arm and last there outside the body, and then I ingest it somehow. Actually,
right here is not even outside your body. Right here is getting into your cells.
Yes.
And if you have a cut here and you're a scratcher,
yep.
You're in.
Yep.
I mean, you're inviting it in every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you're using harsher soap, you're inviting it in over time. If you're using that nasty alcohol continuously, your skin is dry. You're open. Erosions. And you think you're doing the right thing. You go buy bleach. Oh my God, you're inhaling bleach. You're destroying the membranes of your mucous membranes. It's a penetration issue. So you're learning from the wrong people, and you're learning from people who are selling you stuff, and you're now selling stuff that is very expensive, which used to be $1, and people are getting worse. When you can maybe put a $2 extra for something that doesn't hurt you, and it helps you. But we do not want to listen to anything except for the people who know how to get our emotions. And then these people, some of them are heartless.
Yeah.
They're heartless because they really think they're going to make money by destroying me or you.
But that's exactly what you're talking about. Like, we have paid such a high cost for the sake of bigger, faster food, borders, you versus me, fighting, wars. And
I mean, you're giving me.
Yeah, I really see this as much as I am so sorry about the cost that we're paying right now. I really see this as the golden opportunity for us as a universe to all come together. Like you said, doesn't matter what color, what religion, what country. You and I are from countries that used to be at war, and we went away, we hugged.
But you know what? Our countries really never had issues. It was the political climate. I've never wanted to be part of that.
Yes.
I'm not part of any political. I'm a human being.
Yes.
You're a human being. We can't say my country is against your country. I don't care about. I love my country, but I don't love my country more than my human fellow. Yeah. I don't like anything more than our fellowship. And that's what matters to me. We're one. All of us are one.
And I think that's the wake-up call inherent in what's happening right now.
The wake-up call is for people, whether this is from the Bible or the Torah or whatever it is, it says, or Quran, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. The teacher is there all the time. Are we all ready? In the Bible, it says, put the seeds in. Some of them are going to take over and some are not. But my job is to plant the seed. Unfortunately, some of us are going to be ready. Unfortunately, some of us may never be ready until we're gone. And it's the saddest thing. The smartest people are going to be ahead of the game, and they're going to find a solution. And the ones that are going to be stuck in their own, whatever that is, and I'm happy to help them get unstuck. I'm sure you're happy to get them unstuck. If they're still stuck, there is no way they're going to go forward. They're going to be left behind, and they're going to be taken by the virus or something else, or waiting for somebody to hand out something to them. If they don't even give back, you're giving back. I'm giving back. Whether I deserve more or not, whether you deserve more or not, you're giving back. And it's going to come back. Because what you give, you get, and more. I never done it for getting back. But when you give, you get. It's the 2 G's. GG. Give, get. Okay?
Just for perspective for those who are watching.
I can't hear you.
Just for perspective for the audience who are watching at home. We've been at 2 different conferences together, South Africa and California. And in both cases, Dr. Dalal spent most of her time looking after people at the conference rather than enjoying the conference or participating in the conference. She was there helping everybody else, including Iris, who ended up with a massive migraine headache one day. And Dalal came up to our hotel room to look after her. And that's giving back.
My hero.
This is really who we are. This is what we should be. This is what we need more of. And the connection, even across the miles, are not going to stop. Vitamin D is very important, by the way, because you're not in the sunshine. And the sun kills everything bad. And it's the beauty. Can you believe this? That beautiful light is what helps us. And we can never keep that light on.
So that's a
And
great
we keep darkness.
Sorry,
Huh?
great segue into a question that somebody asked just now.
Is it okay to wear sunscreen when you go out now? Or is sunscreen sticky and...
I can just see your response to that.
I don't like sunscreen, period. Okay, if you don't want the direct sun, don't get out between 11 to 2 o'clock. Okay, get out during the big, nice sunshine. Now, raspberry oil is great sun barrier. It has higher SPF than any of the others. And it's natural. And it doesn't hurt you. It may be a tad more expensive. But you can make a mixture. I have done a webinar on how to make your own sunscreen. But it's natural. Don't use screening the sun because we have destroyed that ozone layer from all the pollution. It's time to talk about the planet is saying, stop destroying me. I'm going to put you in your home so you don't destroy me anymore.
Let me put the question in a different perspective. Some women wear skin cream, for example, whether it's sunscreen or skin cream or something like that. Any treatment we put on our skin right now that could be tacky, sticky, oily, that would help the germs stay in your body more, right?
Anything you do, even antibiotic creams, are dangerous.
Okay, so the answer to sunscreen then is no, especially because of the virus, separate from sunscreen as a product. And so skin cream, things like that.
Coconut oil, what's wrong with God's gift?
Yep.
What's wrong with a good version, extra virgin olive oil? You don't like the smell of the olive oil? Love the smell of the raspberry oil. Don't like the raspberry oil? Love the smell. of the others. It's got it. My office is calling me. I'm sorry. Go ahead. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. We had another.
So the key is really, why are we trying to beat the beauty of nature? Why are we not working with people like, I'm a medical doctor, traditionally trained. I got into medicine because of my father's death from pancreatic cancer, right? I understood that nature is the healer. I learned from people who really went into medicine because they care. Learn from not just me, learn from anyone who really understands. Don't go to those hypes and fads. And it's hard for us to discern. But we need to do our homework, and we need to, if we know that a person is passionate, compassionate, caring, and gives, you need to learn to distinguish between real gold versus gold-plated. You need to. They're both shining, but one shines forever, and one is just rusts. Yep. And when it begins to rust, just stay away. But you don't do that because you are accepting the fear of, oh, that person is helping me. Oh, loyalty is very important to me. We are loyal to each other. We care about each other. But I don't trick you and you don't trick me, and we don't want to trick each other. We need to be clear. We have to earn each other's trust.
Getting back to COVID for a moment, there are the N95 masks, but not everybody has them. Fortunately, we now manufacture them in Ontario, so we have them available for our healthcare teams now. If you don't have an N95 mask, am I correct in assuming that anything that shields the face would help? So, wear a scarf that's wrapped around you.
Anything is better than nothing.
Okay.
As long as you take it home and wash it again.
Okay.
Because the problem is most people are they don't understand.
Yeah.
That even if you have an N95 and you go home, and that N95 now has been exposed, you take that N95 and you hold it with your hand, what are you doing?
Okay, so reusing the mask then is stupid.
It's not a bad thing if you really clean the mask or put it in the sun.
Yeah.
Or do something about it.
Yeah, we don't
spray it with my stuff.
Yeah.
Do something, but don't expect. We're not stupid. You're not stupid. I'm not stupid. It's already on your skin.
We're in Toronto. We don't have a sunny day today, so putting it.
Unless you're not going to touch this for 5 days.
Say that again.
Or if you use the mask, have 2 or 3.
Yep.
Monday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Okay.
And you keep it somewhere where it dies off.
Yeah.
Don't take it back to the house.
Okay. Now, we're almost out of time. 2 last tips. What are the 2 best tips you can give? Question, by the way, where can you get raspberry oil?
I say it again.
A question, where can you get raspberry oil?
Well, there is a lot of organic farmers. There's organic places where you can get it. If not, just ask me and I will make sure those will be provided for you.
Okay.
So, I'm happy to really work with you to provide that emergency kit that we created and provide several different levels for different people, introductory levels to different people who want the biggest, the best, the worst, whatever, but at least something.
Okay. And you mentioned a couple of recipes. You've mentioned things that you've done at webinars you've done in the past. How do people find you? How do they find your webinars? How do they find information?
Well, I have webinars all over. I'm going to put them all together in one place. But I have on my Facebook, Dalal Akoury MD or Dr. Dalal Akoury or Dalal Akoury. You're going to find a lot of webinars there. I have a YouTube channel. It used to be called Your Health is Wealth. I think it's under AwareMed. I have my website called awaremed.com, awaremed.com. I also have
coronavirus screen here. Okay. We'll put those on the
coronavirus treatment.awaremed.com. And I'm really trying continuously to be as active as I can be, as helpful as I can be. We have IV kits, we have tips, we have education, we have anything I can help with. You know, whatever I can do, I want to do.
Okay.
Dalal, you are such a gift to the world. You made a huge difference in my world. The time that you've contributed here, the strategies and the contribution you are to the whole world, I really want to acknowledge you.
I'm tearing. You see that, don't you? You know, I'm a very strong person. You cannot put me in a corner. I'll fight until I die. But when you say a nice word that has to do with divine and kindness and love, I'm the weakest person, because I will tear in a drop of a hat.
You brought tears to my eyes too.
I think
because I really am. I'm real, and you need to be real. They need to be real. We need to love each other. We need to care about one another, and need to really restore the beauty of the planet.
Iris and I really appreciated your time, especially in California. We spent time in South Africa, but especially in California, how you looked after her and stuff. And we appreciate your time today. The websites have been on the bottom of the screen in the replay, so that they're available for anybody watching. And we'll rebroadcast this as often as we can over LinkedIn and Facebook.
And
I greatly appreciate you, but please send me a link, and let's all love each other. Let's all forgive. Let's all appreciate. Let's all be grateful, because it's beautiful. It's really beautiful what you're doing, and everyone together is doing. Send me a link also, and let me know how I can help you get known more, and how can we help each other to get known more, because people who are really making a difference, they need to be together, and they need to help become the light, because everybody is a light, and we need to help them shine their own light.
I got goosebumps as you said that. Thank you so much for your huge contribution in spreading this information, this awareness, this message of it's time to come together as a race to make us a better place.
That's correct. Follow these people. They're wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.